Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Ella Kadria. You can call me Laila. I'm a college student in Monash University. My ID student is 231152-2022. My major is Information System, Faculty of Information Technology. Well, this video I made for the midterm exam with the lecture Mrs. Avianti Dwi Kartika. So here I am creating a cashier for a donut shop. This donut shop program is made with the C++ programming language using the Golang C++ Builder 6 application. Here is the program scenario. At 9 o'clock in the morning, the store opens and the cashier enters the application. The cashier enters the stock of ingredients and products to be sold. If there is an order, then the stock of ingredients and product will be reduced. When a customer arrives, the cashier will input the name of the customer. The customer will choose the type of donut to buy. Half a dozen and 1 dozen can be bought. The customer pays and will receive a receipt. Customers will be added to the queue list. If you want to search for specific customer data, the cashier can type the customer's name in the search bar. If you want to sort customer data, you can sort by highest transaction and lowest transaction. At 10 o'clock at night, the store is closed. The cashier can press the Recap Today's Revenue button. Next is the program demo. We will run first. Here there are two buttons, entry and exit. Then we click enter. Then it will be directed to the initial input stock form. Here there are a group box for inputting capitals. Next to it's a group box for buy ingredients and toppings. Then for inputting product stock, here is also the price of donut ingredients. Here is the amount of ingredients per donut. One donut requires 20 grams of flour and other ingredients. Here there also is a list of ingredients prices per donut, meaning that with flour for one donut costs 800 rupiah and other ingredients and topping price. So the total capital for one donut is 2,700 rupiah. Okay, if here the cashier does not input capital, a notification will appear, please input capital. Then the cashier enters the capital, for example, 10,000. Then all buttons to buy stock ingredient will be turned on. Then the cashier, for example, buy 5,000 grams of flour. Then a message will appear, sorry, your capital is not enough because the price of 5,000 grams of flour is 60,000 while our capital is only 10,000. Then we click OK on the message, then the capital input button will turn on again. For example, the cashier put 500,000. so we'll be able to buy wheat flour. Then uh, sugar, milk, here for all toppings, I enter 500 milli only. If you think it's enough, then click the Provide Ingredients and Topping button. But it turns out something is empty, then have to fill the stock first. After that, we can only provide ingredients. Then a message will appear the stock of ingredients is available. Button and edit to cover the stock uh, of this product will be turned on. We can input the number of donuts we will sell in a day. Uh, for example, 20. If you click OK, then the stock of ingredient will decrease according to the number of donuts we make. Uh, okay, then a message will appear. Sorry, not enough sugar. Because of sugar ingredients are not enough to make 20 Oreo donuts. Then the edit and granulated sugar button will turn on and we can put or add granulated sugar stock. Then provide the ingredients and toppings. We'll be able to make another donut. I just input everything 20. If one of the donut stock is empty, it's okay. We can just click the start button to start selling. But I want to enter all the donuts, then then click the Start button. This is the transaction form. I have turned off all edits and buttons here. They will be turned on as needed. Here is a button. This is my personal data as the creator of the program. Here the customer input button. If this is empty, the message please enter the customer name will appear. For example, enter the name and then input. After enter the name, the type of package order will come to life. For example, Laila wants to buy half a dozen donut. Uh, Laila wants to buy one donut per variant. Then click OK. Then it appears the amount does match because half a dozen contains 6 pieces. Then Laila must add one more donut. Okay. Uh, if the amount is correct, then the message button will turn on. If we click, the total payment will appear here. Here the add order and cancel order button if the customer wants to add or cancel an order. Then the transaction will continue. If the pay edit is empty, a message will appear. Please make a payment first. If Laila doesn't have enough money, for example, 40,000, the message not enough money will also appear. For example, Laila pays 50,000. The money is more than total. The change will appear 2,000. After that, the cashier can print the receipt. Then the customer will enter the queue. The transaction history and receipt will appear. In the receipt, there is a name, type of order, total, change, and thank you. If you want to continue the transaction with a new customer, then click the next customer button. Then everything will be deleted except the queue because Laila is still queuing. For example, there is a customer named Nana. Suppose Nana buy 1 dozen donuts. Then Nana can buy 1 donut for all variants. because there are 12 donut variants. But Nana wants to cancel the order, so we can click the cancel order button. Then Nana's name and all her orders will be deleted. If another customer named Anggun Anggun wants to buy 1 dozen donuts, if the amount does not match, then Anggun must increase the number donut purchased. Then Anggun pays with 100,000 rupiah. If the cashier wants to sort the data, then she can click the highest or lowest button. If from the highest data, Anggun's name will rise to the top because Anggun's total payment is greater. If from the lowest, then Anggun's name will go down to the bottom. Click on the next customer to continue the transaction. For example, the next customer was named Salsa. Salsa wants to buy a half dozen and 1 dozen donuts. So the total number of donut Salsa buys is 18. Suppose Salsa wants to buy 2 pieces for 9 donut variants. Uh, Salsa wants to add another order of half a dozen. Then Salsa's total number donuts will be 24. Then the total payment will be 192,000. And Salsa enters the purchase history and click. Then we continue the transaction. For example, a customer named Siti wants to buy donuts, for example, 1 dozen. Siti will pay with 100,000 rupiah. Suppose there is a customer named Sasi and buy half a dozen donuts. Uh, Suppose there is customer named Kiva. Kiva wants to buy two donuts for Wolverine. Suppose there is a customer named Rizka and buy three half dozen donuts. And the total donuts are 18 pieces. Suppose there is customer named Triland uh, and buys 1 dozen donuts. Triland bought 3 donuts for all variants. Then Triland will pay 288,000. Suppose there is a customer named Farisa uh, and buys half a dozen donuts, suppose there is a customer named Naila and buy 1 dozen donuts and buy 1 donut per variant. Or suppose there is a customer named Dea. Suppose the customer named Dea and buys half a dozen donuts because the queue is full, Dea is asked if she wants to enter the waiting list. If yes, she will enter the waiting list box. If not, their purchase data will be deleted. Suppose there is a customer named Tari. Mm, Tari wants chocolate donut only. Because the remaining stock donut chocolate is only 5, while the desired is 6, then the restock button will turn on, and if clicked, will enter the initial stock input form. Let's say we enter 2 chocolate donuts and click restock. Then the chocolate donuts in the main form will increase to 7. Then Tari can then process and pay. Here there a quick update button. For example, Layla has finished, then Layla name will disappear from the queue list, and name on the waiting list will enter to queue list. If the customer has finished buying donuts, the customer name can be deleted from the queue list. If the cashier wants to search for customer data, for example, a customer named Sasi, the order amount and total payment will appear. For example, searching for the name Laila, will also appear. For example, searching for name Mira, the message data not found will appear because Mira never came to this shop to buy donuts. This is the button to clear the search detail list box. Because the sales are already quite a lot, we can close the shop and then see a recap today's income. Here is a customer history. The history in the main form will also go here. Here is the remaining stock of topping in the stock input form. Here is the amount of donut starting stock, donut ending stock, and the number of donuts sold for each variant. Here is the remaining stock of ingredients. Here there are additional expense, namely electricity and water for 1 day, which is 30,000. If we want to count its donut sold, but if we can to count its donut sold, then click the donut sold button. All donuts sold from each variant will appear. If you want to add up all donuts sold, then click the donuts sold button. The amount will appear. If we want to calculate the total profit, then click the calculate total profit button. Then a message will appear: sales are profitable. If sales are profitable, and vice versa, the total profit will be appear. If everything is done, then you can click the finish button. Okay, I will explain the source code of each button. First from 1, there are 2 buttons, enter and exit. It is the shortcut for the sign in button. This is button to enter Form 5 and also disable the buttons in Form 5 will be for use. This is shortcut to show Form 5 and hide Form 1. This is shortcut for the exit button. If click, the application will end. Okay, I will go to Form 5. This is a shortcut for the capital input button. Here I declare the capital is edit 36. Capital 1 is edit 37. Capital 1 is capital that can be deducted after buying stocks of ingredient and toppings. This is a search for adding capital to Form 4, which is income recap. Here there are a branching if edit 36 is 0, then a message will appear asking to enter capital as I have demonstrated earlier. If edit 36 has been filled in, edit 36 will be clear, then it will active the edit and buttons in the stock ingredient and toppings. Next button OK. From the OK stock material button, this is a button to purchase stock material. Here I have declared flour with edit 13. I have declared all ingredients globally. This is the capital 1 that will be deducted for buying ingredients. I'm branching here as well. If capital 1 is large, it is equal to flour times 12. Now 12 is the price of flour 1 gram. For example, if we input 5,000 grams of flour, it will be multiplied with by 12. Capital 1 will be deducted by the result of the multiplication. If the capital is smaller, then a message appears, sorry, your capital is not enough, as well as other ingredients. Likewise, the stock of topping is more or less the same as the stock ingredient earlier. A button OK serve to buy topping stock is a button providing ingredient and toppings. If one of the edit is empty, a message will appear. Please fill in the empty stock first. If all edit have been filled. The button edit above will turn off and the button and edit below will all turn on. This is a button for input product. I've declared donut variants globally. Here there is chocolate stock. This is a chocolate stock declaration in form 2, while this is the initial stock in form 4. Form 4 is flour smaller than chocolate times 20. This 20 is the number of ingredients per donuts. For example, if there is not enough flour to make 20 chocolate donuts, the message sorry, not enough flour will appear. If the flour is enough to make the donuts, then all topping and ingredients will reduce accordingly. This is the source code to fill the stock from form 2, and this is for the recap form. This is too attractive. Uh, too attractive the start button, which means that if only chocolate donuts are input, then the cashier can start selling. Here there is a restock button to add and display form 2 back after the donut restock. This is the source code to turn off and on the button in form 2. This turns on edit and on form 2, edit to select the donut variant and this to hide and display the form. This is the start button. This is here to turn off button on form 2. There are no needed. Input the remaining capital into form 4. Input the remaining materials into form 4. Form 4. This is the code to change all edit to 0 again. This is source code to turn off the start button and this is to show and hide the form. Okay, we will go to form 2. This is the transaction form button about this to display form 3. Form 3 contains personal data. There is a back button to hide form 3 and to show form 2. Sorry. This is button input. I declare the name in edit 1. I use branching if edit 1 is empty, the message please enter customer name appears. If edit 1 has been filled in, then the select button will be on and edit 1 will be off. Edit 2 is on to fill in the number of pages, and this is up sorry and this is up down to fill this is up down to fill in the pages, and this is the search array for the search button. Next is button select. If edit 2 and edit 3 are empty, the message please enter the number of package ordered appears. If edit 2 and edit 3 greater than 0, all edits and up-downs on donut variant will be on to purchase the donut variant. And this is array for transaction history. In each up down, I have entered the source code so that it can increase and decrease. Next, here is the OK button, useful for calculating the total donut. If the donut is not multiple of 6, then a message will appear. The amount does not match. Then if the number of donut is multiple of 6, then I'll edit and up downs here will be turned off. This is the source code to check button order. That function to calculate the total payment. If click the message the order button will turn off. The continue transaction button will turn on. The OK button will turn off. The cancel order button will also be turned on. And the add order button is also turned on because customer can add or cancel orders. The price for one donut is 8,000 rupiah. N is the number of donuts. The number of donuts will be multiplied by the donut price and total. These are the order details will appear using list box. Next, this add order button will delete the order details, activate the select button, and turn off the continue transaction button because the customer wants to add an order. All edit donut variants will be deleted. All edit donut variants will be 0 so that customer can choose a new donut variant for the new package. Edit 2 and edit 3 will be on. Up down is also to on select order. If selected, the donut stock will be reduced. Next, the restock button function to display the input, the stock input form. Here I have create a source code to turn off the buttons on form 5. Uh, edit third edit 34 will change to 0. Next, here this cancel order buttons is to delete all customer data that has been entered, turning off all edits button and updates. Next, here there is a quick update button that function to delete the name of a customer who has finished queuing. If radio button 1 is clicked, edit 4 will be clear. Edit 4 will be clear. And then customer in edit 5 will move up to edit 4 and so on. Here is the source code to delete the name of the customer on waiting list. If the queue is updated, then the name of the on the waiting list will enter the queue list. Next, here is the continue transaction button. To turn to turn off the continue transaction button, active the print receipt button, turn off cancel order button, and turn off add order to start an order for a new customer. If edit 7 is empty, then a message will appear. Please make a payment first. Then the money is edit 7. The price is on the order button. Edit 6 will be filled with the total price of the donut. Returns are calculated from the amount of money minus the price. If the amount of money is equal to price, change will appear. If the money is smaller, a message that there is enough money will appear. Here is the source code to reduce the product stock because it has been sold. This is to enter the remaining stock into the recap form. Next, this is the print receipt button to turn button on and off. Clear list box on form 2 and 4 and display receipt. This is a right to display customer history after the customer paid for order, the customer's name will be entered into the queue. If the queue is full, from 7 will appear. If yes, uh, then the name will go to waiting list and vice versa. Next, this is the next customer button to delete all previous customer data to start new order. The hedge button is to sort customer data based on total payment. I used bubble sort method as well as the lowest button. Next, here there is a search button to display the search that the cashier is looking for. If customer data has never come to store, uh, a message data not found will appear. And this is uh, button clear to delete the search history. This is a button to This is subclass button functions to turn on the revenue recap button and then turn off the button on form 4. And this is income recap button to display the recap form. Namely form 4. Here there is a history of customer who have made transaction at the shop. Underneath there is the remaining topping stock. Here is the remaining stock of ingredient. Here is the initial stock, ending stock, and sold stock. If you want to calculate the number of donuts per variant, click the donut sort button. This is the source code. If you want to find sold donuts, subtract the initial stock from the ending stock. If the cashier wants to count all the donuts sold today, this button will total everything. Here, the total profit earned, here the total profit earned that they will appear. This is the source code. The finish button to end program. Okay, thank you for watching my video. See you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.